Hello, everyone, and welcome. All right, so let's put ourselves into context so that we can understand the energy that we're dealing with here. So, we are under the month of Aquarius, and we have nothing less than seven stars in Aquarius, which are Chariclo, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury retrograde, Pallas, and the Sun. And from the 10th to the 12th of this month, we're going to have eight stars in this constellation because the moon is also joining this party for the most powerful new moon in Aquarius, not seen since 1962, which obviously we all know what happened in the 60s, brought the big revolution of the 60s, unity, cultural upgrades, big consciousness awakening, great galactic events, first time man goes to the moon. And now we got to the Aquarius gate. We're in this brand new age, in this brand new Aquarius gate. So it's going to get a lot more futuristic, maybe a little colder also, but definitely more upgraded. So, what can we expect with this much Aquarian energy? And obviously, which are the signs that are going to be most affected at this time? So, first of all, Aquarius is the sign that brings innovation, changes, technologies, networks. It's the energy of the extrasensorial, the extraterrestrial. And that's why this sign is related to the galaxy. Aquarius is also the energy of the collective, of the group, because it knows that together we can go further. And Aquarius is always looking to the future, focus in the future, go focus on getting there as quick as possible. So that's why it knows that as a group, we can conquer way more things, we can achieve things faster. So the planet that rules, that represents Aquarius, is Uranus, the thunder. And it's the planet that rules our universal mind and brings consciousness awakening because it allows us to connect heaven and earth, to bring heaven to earth. But Aquarius and Uranus manage such subtle and conceptual energies that it's very hard to connect with matter, to connect with our bodies, to connect with our emotions at this time with so much Aquarius energy. And that is why Uranus is in Taurus right now, helping us unite our consciousness with Earth's and awaken and activate our human body's potential. But in order for this to happen, in order for this evolution to take place, we need tension. Tension brings evolution, and that is why we're still having big tensions between the three rebels in Taurus. Remember, Mars, Black Moon, Lilith, and Uranus against the Aquarius bomb. And the biggest tension and most representative of 2021 and part of 2022 is the fight between Uranus and Taurus and Saturn in Aquarius. And this tension is perfected for the first time the 17th of February. And to understand how we're going to be living this tension, we need to bear in mind that Saturn and Uranus are pretty much completely opposite forces. Saturn is control, government, rules, limits, limitations, traditions, the material world, time, the job industry also. And Uranus is freedom, innovation, revolution, the unlimited world, the intangible world, the space, the galaxy, the future, the universal mind. So we understand that they're two completely opposite concepts that are going to take us to feel the contrast and pretty much the battle between the old order, the old system that wants to survive, that wants to fight for survival, and the new age that wants to upgrade the system with no remorse whatsoever and definitely no looking back. The old has to go. So it's very likely that throughout the year we'll be seeing openings, upgrades, freedom, innovation, and all of a sudden repression, loss, new restrictions. And this is a fight between our need and our right for freedom and the fear society has to lose order, to lose control, to lose power. And both Aquarius and Taurus are fixed signs, and this year's constant battle between these two forces is going to be pretty strong. And it's what's generating a big polarity in our planet. But let's remember that with no polarity, there's no evolution. And this month is really when evolution, when our new reality is being seeded, especially with this super powerful new moon in Aquarius that we all really need to take advantage of. So let's just be aware that the battle between Saturn and Uranus is now going to be won by Uranus, since he's the one receiving this massive energy wave. And taking now our attention to this planet, Uranus, who's now going through the constellation of Taurus. Taurus is the energy that rules our bodies, that rules Earth and its resources. And when the galactic planet, as strong and powerful as it's feeling now, is found to be in Taurus, the sign that rules our bodies, our five senses, our planet, our economy, our resources, all of these topics are going to be somehow awakened and lived from now on, especially in a much more subtle way. And what we really need to be aware of is the potential that our human body has that we didn't even know. Because our DNA, as well as our bodies, as well as our planet, are receiving a big energy wave as we move through the photon belt. I talked more about this in my December videos. And this brings a big upgrade in activation, and we're even going to realize that our body can generate electricity. This is something we're going to be seeing in these years to come. And like everything, there's two ways to live everything, to live this moment with awareness or without. So, with no awareness, this massive boom of energy can be lived as a cool moment for technological advance. But let's remember that these technologies are only causing human beings to forget their inner potential and to live this expansion, this upgrade externally, only externally, like focusing on the new gadgets that can read our mind, or that can make you move objects, simulating telepathy, telekinesis, and not realizing that it's a reflection of our inner world, because all of these innovations and many more that are yet to come only make humans live their potential from an external perspective, completely out of touch with ourselves. And however, we also have the opportunity to live this energy with consciousness, with awareness, and focus our attention within to feel the energy shift that's happening inside of us, to be able to develop all our human abilities, whatever that means, unleash all that power combined with the human body, the human mind combined with the human body, because it's our humans, right? And that is Aquarius lived with consciousness. And that is why we all need 2020 to realize that the answer to survival is to go within, to find peace, harmony, and well being inside of us. And we need to apply those lessons in the next, in the years to come, because they're important. So, going back to the signs that are most affected at this time with this massive Aquarius wave, we need to understand that we're coming from a super strong full moon in Leo, which is the opposite and complementary sign to Aquarius. And that lunar event already prepared all the sun, moon, and ascendant Leo people for a big change, for a big transformation that for sure are going to come from their experiences in their opposite, in their relationships or connections with others. Because it's going to be through others that they are going to be able to feel the shift within. And another sign that is obviously living this energy to the fullest is Aquarius, sun, moon, or ascendant, that are now having like a max power outburst that lived with no consciousness can make you feel like a little lost, a little confused, not really knowing where to go, disconnected from your own emotions, not knowing what to do with all that energy you're feeling. However, if you decide to be aware at this time, you can use that energy to manifest literally anything you want, anything you might wish or might need. And with all that being said, Leo's in Aquarius, let's now focus on this new moon in Aquarius and why is it so magical? Why is it so amazing? First of all, understand that a new moon is a moment to seed, to seed an idea, an intention, a project, because it's a moment that brings an energy of a brand new beginning. Something um, is being seeded, something that needs to be born. All right, so we got the sun and the moon together at 23 degrees of Aquarius next to the big stellium in Aquarius, this massive boom of Aquarius energy. The new moon takes place the 28th of February at 8 p.m. Europe time. And just that by itself, sun, moon at 23 of Aquarius next to the big, massive boom, big stellium that we call in astrology, that just by itself already gives us the hint that this brand new beginning brings something really big that unites us all, a beginning of a brand new age, a new time, a new era. And not only that, but this year we're going to have two full moons in Aquarius, one at the end of July and another one at the end of August. So we know that whatever we seed in this new moon in Aquarius, whatever we see now, it has the chance of giving double benefits, as well as having all this power of this big actual Aquarius wave. Also, the same exact day that this new moon takes place, Thursday the 11th, Venus unites with Jupiter at 12 degrees of Aquarius. And this union of these two planets is like the best possible combination in astrology, because Venus is what we love, what we desire. And Jupiter expands and manifests that desire. So if you guys have any planets around the 12 degrees of Aquarius or Leo as well, be grateful, because this might be a very good time. But that's not all, because whatever intention we set in this new moon, Jupiter is also gonna triple expand that seed we planted, because it's gonna go through this new moon's astrological degree 3 times, because it's gonna go for the first time over this 23 degree of Aquarius in March. Then we'll go into Pisces, but then Jupiter is going to go retrograde, going on top of this degree for a second time. And then when it wakes up and starts going direct again, it will go over it one last time, expanding that expanding that seed to the max. So where I'm getting with this is that we have such a huge potential to like literally manifest anything we could ever dream for. And that is magic. And we need to take advantage of this energy and use it wisely with awareness. So, whatever we're feeling, whatever we're thinking this week is key because everything is going to manifest easier than normal. So please let's align our inner coherence so that we can seed our intention, our desire with consciousness. Create a much coherent place, all of us together. And here is where Mercury retrograde is helping us right now. Mercury retrograde is giving us the opportunity to go through all our thoughts, all our connections, all the events we've had the last months, the last weeks, so that those situations can like kind of like come back again, but this time lived with more awareness. It's giving us like a second chance to do things right with more internal coherence. So guys, this is all really good news. So please use this amazing moment to build, to manifest a much more coherent, much more amazing new reality for all of us. Thank you all, and let's make magic. Bye.